Hello everybody! Welcome back to another perfume review. I've got a good one today that I really enjoy. My name is Ariel, I am the Sassy Dragon, and we will be reviewing Princess by Kilian today. Oh my goodness, guys. This is actually one of my very favorite perfumes. I started wearing it not long after it was released in 2018 by Kilian Hennessy. Company is owned by Estee Lauder. And it is, I will say, it's almost become a signature scent for me, even though I do have a lot of perfumes that I enjoy. I will say I reach for this again and again simply because it is the kind of perfume I think that suits a variety of occasions. I think it fits any season. It's light enough yet noticeable enough that it's not going to knock people over with it. It is also the kind of fragrance, there's a couple that are in my collection that I really say this is a kind of perfume that you can literally spray it on and go right out the door, go right into a car, into the office, into wherever you're going, and you will not knock people over with it. It doesn't require breathing time to kind of settle down. You know, when you have a very strong perfume, you need to give it a little time to settle so that it doesn't just overwhelm everyone around you. But this is a beautiful fragrance. It's a popular one, guys. I think that when this came out, it was part of a collection called My Kind of Love, because most Kilian fragrances veer on the more expensive side. I would compare their pricing a little bit like Tom Ford, maybe not quite that high, but it's similar. It's similar range. So these are more expensive, but this My Kind of Love collection was priced considerably lower. And it was a way to get folks into Kilian perfumes that was not as price heavy, which we always appreciate. So I would say that this was probably the favorite. I'd say of all the ones that they put out, they had one called Kissing, Adults, Boys, but Princess, they had a couple others that came out later after the initial release of 4, but Princess by far I think was the most popular. It is definitely the most accessible fragrance. Fragrantica gives us quite a variety of notes. I'm looking at it right here on my phone. Don't know if that can show up, but that's what I'm looking at to recite the notes. But I would say, you know, on the Kilian site, they really just stick with 3. Marshmallow, ginger, and green tea. Those are the fragrance notes that they really call out. It does come in this, or came in, because we're going to get into a whole other realm here, guys. We've got the Reeboks, the reboot. We are going to test that side by side with the old bottle. The old bottles were really unique. Not the most travel friendly, but definitely one of the most unique bottles. I am going to miss this very unusual round black sphere that you had to turn upside down. That's actually the top, right? It almost looks like a cartoon atomic bomb, right? The little that's what it looks like when you turn it upside down. So that was the way that you did it. And then to recap it, you would turn it and place it back on the base. So it is. It's such a wonderful, like, it's fresh yet comforting. I would say that there's a lot of vanilla behind that marshmallow, and of course in the perfume pyramid on Fragrantica, they give the base notes of marshmallow, vanilla, and benzoin, middle notes of green tea, ginger, peach, hedione, jasmine, and apple, which I don't smell any of those. From the peach to the apple, jasmine, hedione, I do not smell those at all. Top note of lemon. I do not smell lemon in this at all. Some of you might, but I certainly don't. I really do smell mostly that marshmallow with a little bit of green tea. I don't smell much ginger. The ginger can sometimes be subtle. I do think it's blended well. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to spray this original one over here on my left arm. We're going to do that. And then we're going to go into the unboxing. The unboxing of the new rebottled. I think what had happened, because I've been kind of following the drama, the dramatic saga of Kilian Princess for the last year or so, it looked like they were trying to phase out the My Kind of Love collection. Maybe because some of them weren't selling that well, but Princess was selling well, and I think it got quite a massive outcry from the fans. If you might still be able to look at it, but on the Kilian website, there were a lot of people, myself included, complaining about the fact that you could no longer find it. Everybody was really upset because I think a lot of folks love this fragrance. And so what I would say about that is I think that there was so much demand for it that they decided to bring it back. It still has, you know, the old "I don't need a prince by my side to be a princess" quote on the side of the box. This is, I just got this from Sephora online. I'm going to unwrap this baby. The biggest thing that is not cool, I will tell you all right off the start, and I know a lot of you probably know what I'm about to say, is the pricing. Okay? Because when this was available, this is a 3.4 ounce bottle. Nice big bottle for $135. Not a bad deal for a designer fragrance, right? However, on the rebottle, the reboot, they've resized it to 1.7, about half of that approximately, and they're charging $120 for this. That's raising the price almost double, guys. Just keep that in mind. You could have bought two of these, you know, one of these for only $15 more and got double the product. So that's not cool, Kilian. Don't be greedy. You're being too greedy with this. You're already selling your expensive ones. Give us thrifty gals a break, okay? So here we go. It's very shiny. It actually looks like the same. They used the same kind of glass, the same kind of black, shiny, you know, finished glass for the squared off bottle that they used for the round spherical bottle. We're going to pull that off. Let's see if it's... No magnetic. It just fits nice and snug. So here this is. And I'm going to spray this on my opposite arm. And we're going to let this breathe just a second, and I'm going to give you guys my opinion on if I think it has been reformulated or changed at all in the scent itself. I really do love this one, and I'm smelling it over here. It's such a nice fresh vanilla. I can see where some people might say it doesn't last long enough. I can already say too, I'm going to spray this just one more time. I don't like the way it's coming out of this bottle quite as much as I like the way it was coming out of the round bottle. It was a little more finer mist. This is kind of patchy the way it's spraying out. Let me give it a smell. I'm just going to wave my arm here. Wave my dragon wing. It does smell a little different. Not dramatically, but a little. It almost smells more perfumey. I don't know if that's... I'd love to hear what other folks think if they're able to test these side by side. It definitely, of course, I can smell the vanilla. There's almost this odd, subtle... It's almost a little chemical. Almost. That's in there. I don't know if I like it quite as much, guys. The original's so good. The biggest complaints that I hear from people about Princess in general are that the longevity was not great or that it's not strong enough. It is a subtle smell. I won't get around that. You do have to spray a little bit more of it than others, but it stays pretty well on my skin. Now as it's drying down a little more, it's becoming more similar, which is good because I don't want it to change. It's, yeah, I mean, I would say similar enough. It's not going to drive most people crazy, but I will say the price change is definitely not cool. That's probably the most negative thing I could say, because for me, for my money, I feel like this is a simple, basic fragrance. It's not insanely complex. It's not something that, at least to my mind, has a bunch of super, super rare ingredients or might be really hard to formulate. So it just doesn't feel like it's hard to justify that much for that small of a bottle. I think the price point was much more, accurately placed for the old large bottle. But I will say, I do like the shape of this. If they had kept the price more in line, I could understand like a small price increase. Sure, every cosmetic company, every perfume company does that over time. Sure, increase the price a little bit, but not by almost double. That's a little bit much. But this is much more travel friendly. You could see putting this into a bag really easily. This is not, you don't have to worry about that. I always worried about that. I bought, the small version. I've got two. This was the 3.4. This was just the little 1 ounce. But it was still kind of like, oh man, is that globe going to break, while I'm traveling? So those are the main things that, I would say about just the switch over. Nobody likes it when a favorite fragrance gets either rebottled, reformulated, price goes up. Let's smell these again. No, it smells really good now. Slightly a little bit more, it's very subtle. Whatever changes there is extremely subtle. Almost a little bit more candy-ish and a tiny bit more floral. That's what I would say about the new bottle. Whereas the old one, it was a little bit less complex. So maybe they did. Maybe they made it just a little bit more nuanced. Try it for yourself. I think I'll still keep buying it, even though it's overpriced. Simply because I do love it. It's something that I enjoy, like I said, all times of year. It's excellent for any season. It's somewhat unisex, but I think all perfumes are unisex. Wear what you want to wear, no matter what you like. If you enjoy it, that's all that matters. But it definitely, to me, it's a sweet fragrance in some ways, but it is definitely not sweet like Bonbon Sweet or Pink Sugar Sweet. It's not on that sort of toothache-y, like super sugar high. And I do enjoy those fragrances, so I'm not knocking them, but this is a fresher, lighter kind of gourmand, and that's probably why I enjoy it. It never feels like it becomes cloying. It's a super favorite. So I hope you guys enjoy the reboot. Yeah, it's a little, I don't know, it might be a little nicer. I'm gonna post comments below once this dries down a little bit over a little bit more time. But I'm actually a little bit optimistic about the new one. It actually might smell even a little bit better, dare I say. So guys, enjoy this one. I will see you soon. Any perfumes or fragrances you'd like me to review, leave below in the comments, because I only just started doing this because I love perfume. I've had this Sassy Dragon channel for years, haven't done a whole lot with it other than post videos of my bunnies and random things from my neighborhood or what's going on in my life. So I would love to do more perfume reviews for you guys because I really enjoy fragrance. I've always been passionate about it. It's super fun discussing it and your personal experience with any given fragrance that I talk about. So take care. I'll see y'all soon. Bye-bye.